Hello, this is a guide demonstrating how to set up and configure a self-hosted runner for GitHub. Before I begin, I want to make note that your runner could be things like your computer, a virtual machine, a container, or a cloud instance, but for this demonstration, I'm going to be using my computer. Additionally, you can set up a self-hosted runner in either a private repository or an organization. The steps you go through to do this are the same, you just do them on different pages in GitHub. The big difference is that setting it up on our organization will let the runner work with any repo in the organization, and if it's set up on a repo, it only works with that one repo. Alright, so first, in either your organization or repository homepage, go to the Settings tab, then Actions, and then Runners. Then click the New Self-Hosted Runner button. Now select the operating system and architecture of what you're using as your runner. In my case, default Windows and x64 are fine. Now open up a command line for your runner and run the commands listed in order. These commands will set up your runner with GitHub. When you run the config.cmd command, you'll be asked a few setup questions. Runner groups and labels can be set later, so I kept them default, but it's important to have a good name for your runner if you're going to use multiple runners. It may also ask you if you want to set up the runner as a service, which will start the runner whenever your machine starts. That's up to you. Once that's done, your runner has now been set up with GitHub. Running the run.cmd command is what actually starts your runner and has it listening for jobs. You can now go back to the runners page in the settings and you'll see your runner. You can see its name, any labels it has, and its status. Note that another way to see your runners in a repository is going to the Actions tab, then clicking on Runners, and then clicking on Self-Hosted Runners. When a runner is idle, it is waiting to take on jobs given to it. To get workflows to use your self-hosted runner instead of a GitHub runner, go to the YML file of the workflow and change the Runs On section to be self-hosted. Now when this workflow runs, it will look for a runner with the self-hosted label. You can also set the Runs On section to be a list of labels, and GitHub will look for a runner with all of the labels you specified. Now this workflow will look for a self-hosted runner that runs on Windows. If you want to add new labels to a runner, go back to the Runners page in the settings, click on a runner, click on the gear icon, type in a new label name, and then click Create New Label. To stop the runner, all you have to do is go back to the command line and press Ctrl-C. If it asks you if you want to terminate batch job, just type Y. Finally, to remove the runner from GitHub, go to the runner settings again, click on the runner, and click Remove. If you can access the command line of your runner, then run the commands listed and the runner will be removed from GitHub. If you can't, then press the button at the bottom to forcefully remove it from GitHub. When you remove the runner, it severs the connection with GitHub, but the files downloaded from GitHub remain on your machine. You'll have to delete the folder the runner was installed in if you want to completely get rid of it.